Faith-related news stories that came out now. A realtor has been found guilty of hate speech by Realtors Association for sharing a post from Franklin Graham. The committee of the Virginia Association of Realtors says that Wilson Fauber, a realtor and broker, committed hate speech when he reposted a Bible verse that Franklin Graham shared. So forget Franklin Graham. He's got hate speech brought against him because he quoted a Bible verse, which we knew was coming and we see coming already and happening around the world. Deemed an ethics violation, his post, which supported the biblical view that marriage is exclusively between a man and a woman, may lead the 70-year-old to face fines up to $15,000, along with losing his realtor license, which would end his 40-plus year career. Part of the National Association of Realtors, NAR, the Virginia Association of Realtors Hearing Committee, decided on December 11 that Fauber had violated the Code of Ethics and Arbitration Manual. All members are expected to adhere to the code. Two Staunton realtors filed the complaint to the Virginia Association of Realtors because of and get this, a 2015 post that he made referring to Leviticus 18:22 on Fauber's personal Facebook page. So because he's a believer, they've gone and dug through his posts all the way back to 2015 and then held that against him as hate speech and a reason to come against him legally. Reacting to the board's decision in a Facebook post, Fauber points out that the NAR policy is not limited to working with clients. It applies to the realtor's life 24/7. He added, "I am a Christian 24/7. My faith and commitment to God supersedes the National Association of Realtors." This is just an excuse. And when you look at the dates that they've gone back that far to dig up something they could hold against him, it's an attack on faith, attack on the fact that he's a Christian. And you know what? At 70, after 40 years of working, I would stand my ground, stand on my back feet and say, there's no way I'm compromising. Keep the license if it comes to that. I'm standing up for what I believe in. Absolutely. Church of England's priests are told to change problematic Christmas hymns. A whistleblowing vicar claimed that priests throughout England have been urged to modify Advent hymns and Christmas carols. According to the broadsheet, O Come, O Come, Emmanuel was identified as being potentially offensive for suggesting that other religions are outside of God's grace. Additionally, Lo, He Comes with Clouds Descending has been flagged for containing problematic words because it affirms that Jesus Christ is the true Messiah. So because it's saying that Jesus is the true Messiah, it's a problem. It must be removed. They don't want that message to be the message they give. So they don't want to say Jesus is the Messiah, so then they're not Christians and they're not a church. In an email sent out to the diocese in Birmingham, priests were reportedly told, try to use language that won't add further confusion or tension or take away anything from the good news of the Nativity. So you can talk about the Nativity and the normal Christmas thing around the baby, but don't you dare say Jesus is the Messiah. Don't you dare say that Christianity is the truth and that Jesus is the way, truth, and life, that He's the only way to get to heaven. Don't say anything like that. That happens to be more important. Focus just on the Nativity. Last year, the COE launched a project to discuss the potential use of so-called gender-neutral language in reference to God. The General Synod legislative body of the Church of England also voted in favor of recognizing gay marriage by allowing priests to give blessings to same-sex couples. They need to drop the word church and Christianity and everything else and become a sect and a cult that they already are, that is definitely not biblical, not hot, not cold, ready to be vomited from the mouth. And then this guy, who just really riles me up when I even see a picture of him. Kenneth Copeland says he will live to be 120 years old after he made a deal with God. Tele-evangelist Kenneth Copeland revealed he was recently hospitalized for several days for a surgical procedure. But he is now doing well and expects to live until he is 120 because of his deal with God. I've made and entered into a covenant with God, and on December 6, 2056, I'll see you all later. I'm out of here. 120 years old, Copeland claimed, predicting the date of his death. Copeland said he had been praying and planning for God's purpose for the life that he has before him, and he planned out themes for the year ahead all the way to 2029. Here we go again, 2029, 2030. Someone like this is planning out his whole thing till 2029. I've been praying about the years. 2024 was a victory. 2025, the nation comes alive. Oh, shame. He can rhyme. He should be a poet. 2026, the big fix. Oh, my soul, this guy. 2028, we go through the gate. 2029, all things divine. I don't have 2030 yet. He's trying to find a rhyming word. Shame. Someone help the guy. Though he did not say what would happen in the year 2027, Copeland predicted that 2025 will have less dangerous storms than 2023 and 2024, but he claimed Democrats will engage in historic opposition to protect the interests of the party instead of the people, and everybody should get out to the primaries and go vote and make sure they stay focused on politics and living their best life. Interesting thing I will say here is he's planning his life out to 2029. He plans to live till he's 120 because of a deal he made with God. Go ahead, dude. Enjoy it till 2029. You be the guy that's here preaching, realizing he made his mistake in the tribulation period, which is directly at the door. So kind of makes sense to me. Maybe in that tribulation period, post-rapture, if he comes right, repents, he'll find a rhyming word for 2030, and he can finish that little poem that he's writing. Be careful, brothers and sisters. This world is currently crawling with wolves in sheep's clothing who don't care about the sheep at all. They care about themselves and puffing themselves up in their names and their plans, and they will tell you anything you want to hear for itching ears so that they can get what they actually want, and that is to the detriment of the flock of God. Shalom.